On today's episode of Two Beards Podcast, we are jumping into something we've been putting off. We were more...
You can even tell because it's been a month since we last recorded. That's how much we don't want to record this beer.
Yeah. We're like,
Really, it's my animosity. You don't know what we're getting into.
That's
it's
true.
Really on me.
That's true. I mean, but we're at this point where like, do we have any half episodes recorded that we can just throw out there? Like any broken ones that'll suffice? No?
I will partially blame it on you though, because you got married. That kind of threw off a bunch of stuff.
That's true.
So, but this beer is from November.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's August. It's September. Whatever.
It's a winter styled beer. It's a strong ale, barley wine type beer, technically. And let's just get into it, and then we can talk about kind of where it comes from and then why we've been putting off. I will say, just realized this today. If you could read the highlighted section, and then I wanted to give that to you.
It took me aback, as they say. Can I also go on a small tangent?
I feel like it redeemed you a little bit there.
What's that?
The highlighted portion.
What? Redeemed me?
Yeah.
Because I didn't talk about it the last time?
No, because you always say that phrase.
Oh.
So it's
Yeah, I wouldn't say... So I hate the phrase taken aback.
Why?
But because it sounds fucking dumb. Why? It sounds better if you just say taken back. I was very taken back by that. But that's incorrect.
Yeah, because you're not taking anything back.
I know, but it sounds better. So why couldn't they just also make taken back?
Because then they had to differentiate between
Do
hey,
they?
I'll take
deer
I'll take
and
that
deer?
back. Yeah.
And there?
Yeah.
Fucking stupid, and I hate it. I'm taken aback. No,
like
fuck
Kansas
off.
and Arkansas.
Yeah, well, that's something else.
Yeah,
I'm just going to pour this on myself.
Yeah. I was going to say drink it.
No.
Pour it on the...
I don't want dusty water. Well,
the rug
it's probably not dusty at this point.
Yeah, you rinsed it out, so...
But it's fine. So
Jesus,
I figured I might as well just continue down the hate and give myself a ball, as you can see. And I forgot how little room there is for error in pouring a ball.
This color is
It looks good.
No.
It looks...
Look at it in the light. It's red.
No, it does look good. It looks
red and
very
winey.
similar to... it's slightly more red and slightly less brown than the brown Shugga.
Yeah.
But it still looks like it's gonna be decent, and I'm trying to psych myself up. So
what's the ABV on this bad boy?
Today it is clocking in at a hot 10%.
Yeah,
so
and that's pretty much all about the beer. I mean, they do list some hops. They kind of list the malts, but not really. It's some vague descriptions. But the hops are Simcoe, Columbus, Cascade, and Centennial. So brown Shugga is a different beer. This is Unrefined Shugga from Lagunitas.
That's weird.
It was a experimental beer, which they brewed with brown sugar, similar to how you would fruit a sour ale, but this was with brown sugar. This one is unrefined sugar, in which they use whole cane sugar and not brown sugar. I had wanted to do an episode with brown sugar after they stopped releasing it. With a semi-savory waffles, maple syrup to kind of get that fall caramely vibe that brown sugar did. They stopped releasing it. They released this one, picked this one up, drank one thinking, this'll work still.
Wrong. You're fucking wrong.
You and I actually really like brown sugar. It's delicious.
Try, I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? This is your first time having it, so.
I forget every single day that this is a strong ale, and whenever we talk about it, you bring it up and remind me. And I once again forgot, and you once again reminded me, and I'm glad you did, because I knew it was not going to be good, but knowing it's a strong ale really paints the picture of what I'm at least getting into.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's a yeasty strong ale right there.
It's like a yeasty, sweet wine
Yeah.
that's carbonated.
With and has sugar in it.
Yeah.
Or something.
It has a lot of alcohol.
It does have a bit of that. That's its redeeming factor, I guess. For being 10%.
They're going a different direction.
I only go one direction.
4 big guys.
Four big guys. For being... I can't ever now. What a dumb fucking song to like completely direct our lives.
Yeah.
It's actually stupid how often that comes up when it like shouldn't probably
just
ever.
anytime someone says the number 4.
And why is 4? I mean, 4 is common. I guess it's the second even number. I don't know. But yeah. So 4 being a yep, I lost it.
Strong ale.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew that part.
For being a beer.
No, it's for being a strong ale.
Compared to other strong ales.
Nope. Lost it. 4 big guys. That's what I was going to say.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I
agreed.
Yeah, right? Right?
Man.
Gosh. Oh, 4 being 10%. It doesn't hit that hard.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's pretty light on the tongue.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So
they say unrefined Shuggas are winter warming holidays barley wine, which is weird. They call it a barley wine.
Can you fuck? Well, they're one of those fuckers who call everything an ale, you know?
True.
Yeah, them in Sierra Nevada.
But it does have barley and stuff in it. So, I mean, it's just...
Yeah. Can you just not, and then instead do brown sugar?
Yeah.
Shugga.
Yeah. Agreed. Because that was much better. This is... I just don't like this.
No. The thing about it is that it's just not good. And that there's something else that's better that I do like.
And you chose not to make the better thing.
You made this, which is not good. And, yeah. Even if you like barley wines, I feel like this is kind of funky for a barley wine that you still might not love this. You know, like this is almost like a mixture of a porter and a barley wine.
Oh, let me bring up the Untappd rating here. What do you want? What do you guess?
3.77.
3.79.
Hey, pretty damn close.
Every beer on Untappd, 3.8.
Yeah, it's true. It's just fucking stupid.
There's no point.
No, it's such like what a great idea, and the community fucking ruined it. Like they absolutely destroyed it because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. God damn it.
Can you sort by rating?
Oh, that'd be amazing. And I want to know the lowest rated beer on there.
No, I meant click a beer, sort the beer's ratings. I want to see like who loves this beer the most and who hates
and what
this
they have
beer.
to say about them. Yeah.
Do you have the app?
I do.
You might have it on there. So for me, the sorting on the website is global, friends, or you. But I can't sort on ratings.
Activity. I've got all. I could sort by all.
On this beer.
Oh wait, hang on. Let's see.
So go to this beer and then see if you can.
No, I'm on this beer.
Okay.
Ratings.
Man, there are people getting at this as late as we are. The last rating an hour ago, 5 hours ago.
That's crazy, dog.
18 hours ago, 19 hours, 21. Several people have had this beer in the last 24 hours.
That is pretty stupid of them and us. So people have rated it shitty, but look at that gigantic ass fucking spike around a 4. Because they're idiots.
Yeah, because everyone rates it 3.8.
Yeah, literally. There are 4 ratings that are 0.5. I can do that. That's interesting.
Can you see if they got comments on those? Because I see one here that's 1.5 ish, but they don't say anything about it.
I think I can go to the ratings, which is fucking dumb. There are 18 ratings out of 1.
This person says 1.5, and they say flavor profile smooth, malty. That's it. They're not wrong.
Yeah, for like feel, but like stop being nice. So why can't I like looking at the comments and ratings of everybody is horseshit. I should be able to look at all the people who rated it certain ratings.
Yeah.
But I cannot. Oh, this might interest you. The people who've gotten just a little taster of this. What?
Sorry.
Yeah. As a taster, it's rated the lowest.
Wow.
So people who are apprehensive about this were correct about being apprehensive, is what I'm hearing.
Can you go to Brown Shugga?
Yes,
and see.
I can do the exact same thing I just did with this, but it's terrible. Look at this.
Yeah.
I
downloaded it and I'm trying to sign in.
I should be able to click these.
Agreed. 100%.
I can click that and see how many people rated that, but then I can't click that to see those ratings.
I'm trying to sign in, but I know I might not even have an account. That would make sense for me.
Brown
Levi Parmenter is already taken.
Oh my god, I'm going to flip all of your dicks.
Is it rated
I'm
lower?
going to flip every single person's dick.
4.5.
Closer than that, but it's 3.74.
Well, it was just your reaction that made me think it was a lot lower. So, but yeah, that makes sense because everything's that rating.
So the Brown Shugga is also a strong ale.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I did know that at some point, but forgot because it does not taste like one at all, and that's why you didn't want to try it at first.
So at the everyone, how many ratings are at Brown Shugga? Because I bet it's a lot more.
Are you on Unrefined?
Yeah.
How many are those?
6.5K.
Oh yeah, dude. There's 167K.
Yeah. That should speak to. I mean, Brown Shugga was out longer, but it should speak out to how this is just not good.
Yeah. The highest rating of Brown Shugga were Crowlers. So that's very specific. That way. But that's only 30 ratings. Okay, there's a lot of people who don't say how they drank it, which is kind of weird. Like, if you're going to go through this whole process of even rating a beer, like, why wouldn't you do all the stuffs, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Because, like, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at, like, 38,000 ratings of the 167.
This rabbit hole that we're going down on Untapped is just pissing me off. Like, I already didn't like Untapped, and it's just making me more mad. And now
you're, like, going through the interface, and you're like, this is such a terrible app. On top of, like, people being stupid, too.
Untapped, do you want to hire me?
Yeah.
Because your product is shit, and it could be a lot better.
It could be a lot better. I feel like there are... I feel like they should weight people's ratings. So, like, your rating has a larger effect on the rating average if you have done more ratings.
First thing I'm going to do is anytime someone picks 3.75, Anytime someone picks 3.5 to 4,
Can I guess?
I'm going to say
Banned?
no.
Banned. Not even just no, just nope. You're off the app. You're done.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but I would put up a pop-up and literally say, like,
No.
or maybe even
Be more honest.
Maybe even pull from that person's data set and be like, hey, you rate all of your beers in this window. You need to expand. You need to have some 1s, some 2s, some 5s.
Let's be honest, you probably have. You need to be more honest.
Yeah. You need to be more honest with us.
Yeah.
And more honest with yourself. And more honest with the beer community.
Honestly, that's just what we're asking for. It's just polite. But seriously, Untapped, there's so many things that I need to be able to click that I can't click. Like, to find any rating I want, I literally just have to go to all ratings and just scroll. What the fuck? And
they stop you too.
oh no, that's friends. Never mind.
Oh.
Here we go. Now I'm in all.
On the website, they stop you.
They do here, but it refreshes.
It rushes, yeah. This beer kind of reminds me of a sick marshmallow.
Mm-hmm. You don't say. That's pretty accurate. Damn.
I have a vivid image in my brain.
Yeah.
Did you ever read The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Stupid Fairy Tales? Because the image in my brain is reminding me of the Stinky Cheese Man.
I cannot say that I did. I have seen that cover. It is possible somebody read that to me in like the library when I was a child.
Yeah.
But I have not.
That's what this beer tastes like. But if
looks like
instead of a cheese man, he's a marshmallow.
Yeah.
And he's all sickly.
Yeah. 100%. That is what this beer is. They just melted all of that, those sick marshmallows, and just, here you go.
Yeah.
Order up. That's crazy, dog.
I know that's a little vivid for everyone, but I mean,
no.
Kind of want to read The Stinky Cheese Man now.
Honestly. I need to get off Untapped. I can't stay here anymore.
Yeah, we can't.
I cannot just stay there any longer. It's funny how much more specific they are about the hops than they are the malts when this is such a malty beer. So,
yeah, they leave it a little vague. I think that so they list like barley malts. They list. I'm off the page now, so I can't read.
They list
Munich malt is the only one they really call out, and then malted barley, wheat, crystal malts.
Crystal. That's pretty
no,
relatively
no. Crystal malts, not capitalized.
Okay,
now, you could be right, but I'm just
how they say it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So
that's something. This beer's something. Are we really drinking 2 of these?
I don't know. Maybe we should just call it an episode after this. I got 2 more after this, too.
You can invite your neighbor over. Here you go. A token of friendship or something.
Oh, friend. Be a friend.
Oh, neighbor friend. It's just so bad.
See, this is why we stopped drinking bad beers. Because, like, you have a bad beer and it just shuts down all the other conversation. Normally, we'd be on a conversation like Stinky Cheese Man. Oh, do you remember this story from my childhood? And we'd be off, like, having an adventure.
I can't think of anything but how shitty this beer is. It's just plaguing my brain like how Stinky Cheese Man is plagued with stink.
I don't know if he is plagued with stink. I don't remember the...
I don't either.
I don't remember the story. I just remember how he looked, and I was like, he looks like a sad marshmallow, which is what this beer reminds me of.
I don't remember any story written? Yeah. Any story ever written to me other than Frog and Toad.
Okay.
Those are the only ones I ever remember.
Those didn't I don't know if I didn't read those or if those just didn't stand out to me.
Could be both.
Like when in Arthur, when he references Frog and Toad, where you're like, hey, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't.
No, 100%.
I told you, someone could have been like, yeah, he made them up. And I've been like, yeah.
Sure, yeah. Why not? Like, they do a good enough job, like, explaining what happens anyway, so.
They do, yeah.
So. But, yeah,
I remember,
I was like,
so I remember that. There's the caterpillar one.
Oh, I do. Well, see, so here's another thing. When you say these things, I'll picture the book cover.
Yep.
That's it.
I can't really tell you what happens in it.
No idea. There's also that like sparkly fish one.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Like bluish.
Yeah, bluish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a little pink on it. But
isn't it like something with the scales?
Yeah.
Something scale. Little scaly boy.
Sparkle fish kid book.
Sparkle fish sticks.
There it is. The rainbow fish.
There you go.
Yeah. It looks... hello? Okay. Well, you're just going to be a cunt. Okay. Looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the caterpillar one.
There's also... So one of the things that I remember as a kid, the Scary Stories book. Scary Stories You Tell in the Dark or whatever.
I know that title, but I don't know that I ever had that. I read Goosebumps.
Oh, dude, I loved Goosebumps.
But that was also like slightly older than like a kid.
Well, for me, like when I learned how to read, I read a lot.
Well, yeah, you were absolutely.
I was a fucking nerd.
Yeah, or it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were definitely like way above your level, and I mean, because what was it? What's do you always say that you got to the point where you read everything in your reading level at 1 year?
No, in 7th grade, I think. I read Ernest Hemingway, To Whom the Bell Tolls, and they didn't have a test for it.
Yeah,
and so they had to go and download a test for it, and then I passed the test, and the amount of points it gave me was all the points for the year.
That's stupid.
They're like, you don't have to read anymore.
Me, on the other hand, 7th grade, I was reading Goosebumps and Clifford and the Berenstain Bears. So even though they were only worth like 1 point, you just read like a shit ton of them, and you got all your points that way. Because it took a lot less brain power, because I did not like reading.
In elementary school, like my librarian like expected me like multiple times a week. She would like pick out books for me.
Nice.
She kind of got a vibe of the genre I liked, and then just
that's great about like elementary librarians. Like even though I didn't like reading books, like my librarian was like my best friend too.
Nice.
But that's because I like to just look at the dinosaur books and shit like that. And so there, I do remember specifically one time she was like, no. I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm making you get something besides a dinosaur book. I'm like, this is what I want. She's like, you get one every week, like branch out a little. And I was like, I don't want to. And yeah, she made me get a book that I did not want to get.
There was one book that, let's see. So I was 8 when it came out, and it was new.
Mm-hmm.
She recommended it to me because it was new, and she's like, oh, you'll probably like this. And it was called Touching Spirit Bear.
It's a little pedo-y, if I'm being honest.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah, some undertones in there somewhere.
But I do remember that.
Yeah. How old were you?
Well, this came out when I was 8, so it had to have been around then.
Yeah. Crazy. How big of a book is it?
It says 320 pages.
For an 8-year-old, that's pretty crazy.
Maybe I was 9.
Okay,
I don't know,
still.
somewhere
I
around
just
there.
mean like,
So yeah, somewhere around
yeah,
there.
you're like fourth grade.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like that. Well, I guess it's not too bad.
And
but,
it's probably a young
upper
adult's
level.
book, so it's pretty easy to read, you know?
But still, for that age, like still probably like upper level reading material there.
Yeah.
Because even the young adult stuff, like even though they were easy reads, I feel like a lot of emotion captured behind some of that stuff as a kid you don't really get.
Yeah, and like I remember trying to read the Narnia books and like it being too difficult. And that might have been what really sent me down the whole reading thing, was I couldn't do something.
That checks out.
And I remember like driving to my grandparents' house on the bus, because I went there after school, and like just reading this book, and I just it was too difficult. Like whether it was like I didn't understand conceptually what was going on, or like certain words, or both, I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Now I don't remember how old I was, probably older than you at the time, but reading through Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe, and same thing. I was reading through it and I'm just like, it's just like, I don't know.
It's a pretty hard concept to grasp. Like if someone's describing going through a wardrobe and teleporting to another place as like someone who isn't like able to grasp that abstract.
Well, yeah, and then I mean on top of that, so like you're in this abstract of an environment, and then you're implementing like more or less politics. You know, on top of that, like, you know, the lay of the land of like, hey, this person is taken over, and, you know, these people are trying to, you know, they don't agree with this person, how they're ruling. And then on top of that, you have like the emotional aspect of like these kids, and they're tied to these people and their friends. And it's like, well, and then on top of that too, because like, isn't it, no, never mind. I was about to get that mixed up with the Lemony Snicket's thing. I was like, are their parents dead? No.
Dude, Lemony Snicket, whatever that series was called, was fire.
Series of Unfortunate Events.
There was they probably still exist today, but there was like an era of books that I feel like, Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yeah.
City of Embers, or whatever that one was called, like the underground people. For me, I really liked, I'm forgetting the author's name. It starts with a G.
Guillermo.
Yeah, it's Guillermo.
George. What's the series?
The Garth Nix.
Oh.
Keys to the Kingdom, and then he did like one called like the Seventh Tower, like series and stuff. There's a few like that. I was just like, great books.
Yeah.
Have you wanted to read any books in your adult life? You're like, I would like to read this.
I don't know that I could regurgitate any titles to you, but like, yes. And like, I have sat down and read things at times, but like, I'm sure it's a combination of like, I've already conditioned myself where like, I don't want this. And then on top of that, like my brain is not naturally wired to sit still and, you know, I will call it this, even though literally you and everyone in the entire universe would not, do nothing. To me, that's how it feels. I'm sitting there and doing nothing. Is how it feels. Like the biggest thing for me, and I've gotten a lot better at it as I've gotten older, but like as a kid, I didn't really have a wild imagination. And so like reading, having to like imagine this stuff for myself, I'm like, this is like hell. This is like work for me. This is not enjoyment. I would much rather watch a movie, and like cinematography was always far more interesting to me. Still is. just as a medium in general. Like, and I think again, as an adult, like I have a far greater appreciation for literature, and like I would like to read a lot of things, but it's definitely still like my brain is fighting against it because it's just like not wired to want to enjoy that type of thing.
Yeah, I for me the biggest thing is like when.
Yeah. Well, right.
Like
well,
now that you're married, I live with Elizabeth. It's like we have things to do and we want to do things together. And it's like
already
when
have
would I read
like a growing list every day of things that I need to do
Yeah.
and have not done on top of the things that I'm already doing. Like,
and like things that you guys just do together. Like it's a lot easier to like watch a movie or a show for a couple hours
Right.
than it is to like, hey, you want to sit down and read a book?
right. Well, yeah, and so it's like when am I going to do that? Like an hour, like for the hour right after I get home from work? I want to do nothing.
Well,
when I
that's
get home
good
from
because
work.
reading is doing nothing.
God damn it. Touche. Got me there. Because then it's like
No, but I get you because like you've spent literally all of your day reading.
I get to the point, or I have gotten to the point, like where I just when I was sitting back in IS, I just like stood up and I just look at Jack and I'm like, I'm done reading for today. Like I have read so many words. Like
eventually it's just like there's nothing sticking with you.
Yes.
Just, you feel it just bouncing off of your brain.
Yeah, like a combination of like training, like learning new shit, and then also just like working existing tickets. It's like I have completed the amount of words that my brain is willing to take in.
Yeah.
I cannot take in a single word more.
I get that.
Yeah, and there's days where that doesn't happen, where I'm like fine the whole day, but then there's a lot of days where I'm like I'm fucking done. I cannot read a single word. And so then to go home and then do that some more, it's like my brain is just spent. And then making dinner shortly after that, and then after dinner, it's like okay, now we're looking at like 7:00 at least, like at the earliest when I'm finished eating dinner. Thinking if I chill for an hour, make dinner, eat, then it's 7. And then it's like, well, now I only got like hour and a half, 2 hours to do anything for the rest of the night before I like start to unwind and get in bed. And there's just not enough time.
Yeah, I thought about instead of like watching TV in bed, like reading.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a
It
good
would
one.
honestly be way better for you.
Probably.
Like way better. Renee like refuses to believe it, but it's like she's like, I don't sleep well, and like I'm just not getting tired. I'm like, well, you are staring at a backlit screen for an hour, so
That doesn't help.
I can't help. But no, it's probably just something else.
Does she like warm light, or is she like Elizabeth who wants white light everywhere?
Oh no, she likes the warm light. Then
Okay.
She likes to have things as dim as possible, but then she also needs. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So we're kind of like opposites with lighting. It's just like, or I should say, we're similar in a lot of ways, but different in a lot of ways. Like if I'm eating, I need light.
Sure.
Like, I don't want too much light where it's like washing out like the TV or something like that. But like Renee's just like, no, turn all the lights off. Like
I'm very much a like circadian rhythm lighting kind of person.
Me too.
Like when it's day, I want brighter lights, I want more white lights, and when it's like morning and evening, you guys can't really tell, but the lighting is fairly warm, but like those lights are like perfect in the evening.
Yeah.
Very yellow, orange, like wind down kind of lights.
I'm the exact same way. And so like, but like, so in the morning, like I would love it if we kept our curtains open and like have the sunlight wake me up. That would help me wake up a lot.
I want like, I don't want to do that because I'm like, if the sun is up at like 5 a.m., like I get up.
Right.
But I would like, one of the, because they make smart lights, right, that mimic like circadian rhythm things, so you can have it like slowly orange in the morning. Like that would be awesome. Like say your alarm is at like 6, maybe it turns on at like 5:30, but it starts dim and then gets a little bit brighter.
I have never thought of that, and I should really do that. That's a good idea. Because Renee's up at like fucking 4:30, 5
Oh yeah,
o'clock.
so it wouldn't affect you.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, no, that's the thing. Yeah, like it won't affect her, and like she leaves the lights off when she's like getting ready and all that. So yeah, for me to wake up, it's like I could do whatever I want then.
Yeah, true.
It's a good idea.
And I feel like that would also be good, like if you had which I think everyone should, but I don't think anyone does. If you had like a consistent, okay, let's go to bed at this time kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Like say like 10 o'clock, like we need to be in bed at 10 o'clock. Then you could have like, and say, you stopped using your phone and TV at 9:30, go to bed at like 10, and then you read a book. And then like maybe the light got like dimmer to like 10:30, 10:45 or whatever it is.
We do something like that, although Renee just kind of counteracts it because she's on her phone.
Sure.
And so we are pretty close. Like I would probably say within like 20 minutes or so, honestly, of like being in bed and like actually then going to sleep. So I say we do pretty good at like the time wise of it. But again, so she'll be on her phone, and then say we do have like if we are staying up a little bit later, she still has to have that like half hour or hour on her phone. And for me, if it's like 11 o'clock, I'm like, put your fucking phone away, turn the fucking speaker off, bare minimum. Like I don't want to hear any fucking TikTok.
Don't want to be listening to your reels all night.
No. It's 11 o'clock. I'm ready to go the fuck to sleep. I'm sorry we haven't already been laying here for an hour, but like I need to go to sleep. Where she's like, no, I need to like be on my phone for a bit before I go to bed. But so we do like we'll start.
But it helps that you can just go to sleep.
I know it's not like I'm annoyed.
Yeah,
like for those like 10 minutes before I fall asleep, and so it's like not a pleasurable experience. Falling
no, I'm
asleep
just saying
for me,
but
I can
like,
just fall asleep then.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're lucky because like there are 100% times where I like I'll even turn off the TV to go to bed, and then I'm up for an hour.
Right. Yeah, no. I absolutely have the opposite problem of that.
Yeah.
But we do work with the lights, so it's like when we go into, we'll probably be out in the living room, lights at like 30%. We'll go into the bedroom, set the bedroom lights to like 10%, and then when Renee's getting close, she'll set it to 5 and then to 1, and then we'll go to bed. So we do have a little bit of that going on at least. And it is nice. That does help, I think. But just shut the fuck up with your fucking TikTok bullshit. Jesus Christ.
Lucky for us, lucky for me, because I don't think Elizabeth gives a shit.
Yeah.
Our house is so hard to light. Like you think of like downstairs with the kitchen and being such a tall room, like it's impossible to light. So most of our lights just stay off.
Right.
Outside of the kitchen, which is like, spills over into the living room. So.
Right. Yeah. No, that is nice. It's nice that it does work that way for you guys, having like the like weird 3-floor kind of thing going on. Because yeah, I do love how like we'll have our living room lamp on, and like depending on what you're doing in the kitchen, that's like usually enough light for you.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're like cooking and chopping shit, that's different. But if you're just like chilling or going to grab something in the fridge or something, it's it's right there, so it's well enough lit.
Man, we went from children's books to lighting. Wild.
Yeah, we forgot how much this beer sucked for a minute.
Have you?
For a minute, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I did stop paying attention to it. You're also much further. Well, maybe not much further, but you're a little bit further along than me.
Yeah.
Like a good drink and a half.
I'm like 3 drinks ahead of you.
Mine tapers off more than yours does.
I don't think so.
Yours stays wide at that bottom there.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Do you got floaties? It looks. I can't tell if I got floaties or if I got bubbles.
I think it's bubbles. I'm pretty sure it's bubbles.
Yeah, I think so too, but they're weird looking
They
bubbles.
are weird looking bubbles. Also almost a
'Cause
year old.
It's not like moving bubbles, you know?
Yep. I'm with you. It's like fucking little mosquito babies chilling at the surface.
Bespoke Post sent me a box today. Not sent me a box. Because it's the first, they said, here's your box for this month if you'd like to skip.
I was just gonna say, did you forget to skip? Because I feel like you haven't gotten in a while.
I haven't, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't know. The pool might have been the last one.
Did you forget to skip, or did you?
No.
You wanted it?
No, they sent me the email today.
Oh, sorry.
It was a refillable candle. So basically like wax in a jar. And I was like, skip. Thank you. Like, I like candles, don't get me wrong. I love a good candle.
What if that's all you're gonna send me for $50?
Like, I think it was a couple candles and like maybe it was a lot, but like, I'm not trying to refill my own candles. I'll just go buy another candle. And like, I've yet to, like, there's been some candles I really like, but I've yet to find one that's been like, that's the one.
Like a repeat order on Amazon every month kind of thing. Yeah, I'm with you. We've got one that we have bought now a few times. It's that woodwick burning one.
I don't like that one.
The smell or how it burns?
Both.
Okay. We definitely like
I don't dislike the smell. I just don't. It's just not like, oh, I really like that smell.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I've realized I'm more of a citrus person.
I'm definitely more of like a very natural, clean smell kind of person, but I say that with reservation because all of like the bullshit ones, you know, where it's like, oh, this is a cool breeze ocean. No, it smells like Irish Spring. Okay, like it's not like a.
It's soapy.
Yes, it smells like a fake soap, and that's disgusting. I don't want that at all. I want it to actually smell like a dewy forest. Like I want that.
I've had beard oil that's like that.
Nice,
and that is delicious. But to your point, like a lot of the woodsier smells for candles. Well, there's two kinds of woodsy, right? You got like your pine and your balsam fir type stuff. I don't like those. It reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah, most of those suck. It smells Christmassy.
Or to your point, they smell like soap.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, like I'm just not that kind of candle person, so I've just leaned more into the citrus.
I get that.
Clean, crisp smelling kind of thing.
I get that. Every now and then I can get like a nice it's the same thing with like sandalwood. They'll say, "Oh, sandalwood." I'm like, "No, like I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's not what you're telling me."
Yeah.
I don't know. Just those like natural like or tobacco like but it's again just with all of these scents that I do like, it comes with there's a lot of shitty ones that claim to be that and are just not.
Anyways, to get back to the box. So they said, "Do you want this?" I said no. It really wasn't about the candles, but I wanted to go on a tirade about candles.
Here we are.
I was scrolling through the boxes as one does. I found one that piqued my interest.
Oh, there's multiple boxes you can choose from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can skip a box and they're like, "Hey, do you want to select a different one?"
I was under the impression like after you curated your interests, they curate a box for you, and you either don't get it or you do get it. Like that one box.
No, yeah, they're like I think they do ask you some questions to gauge your interest on, so they try to guess.
Yeah.
Which candles? Hello, you fucking missed the mark.
Well, you've gotten like cologne sometimes, so
I did get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So, anyways.
Not anymore. My new cologne's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Citrus bergamot, baby.
It's beautiful.
Found one that piqued my interest. It was, I don't know if it was a humidor or just a small case for cigars.
Right.
And I don't know what all came in it, but it was a little like case humidor thing, and it had like a picture of 5 cigars on one side, and then on the other side were a bunch of hand-tied fishing flies. And I was like, that's a vibe.
Interesting.
Not that I've ever fly fished in my entire life, but it just made me think I would like to fly fish. That sounds just like a good time. Cigars and some beers and some fly fishing.
I've always seen like in shows or movies people like fly fishing in a river, and it looks very nice.
It looks cold as shit, but
It looks way more fun because you're at least doing something. Coming back around to I hate doing nothing. If I'm just sitting there fishing, doing nothing, it's not enjoyable to me at all.
You're sitting on the shore just watching a bobber kind of thing. It's
Well,
bullshit.
and then too, like I'm from Illinois, and so it's like I'm fishing in like some shitty ass pond with like no view but like swamp. So it's like if I'm in the middle of the mountains,
you bringing ears over there.
then I'm like, okay, I could just sit here and fish. That's fine. But I've never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
So fly fishing, like in a raging river, like that sounds fun.
I just saw the box and I was like,
That's very cool.
I like what comes along with this. Not that I've ever done that.
Sure.
But I like what comes along with
Do you, not obviously it wouldn't be a fly fishing rod, but do you have a pole?
No, I don't have anything.
I haven't since I've been an adult.
That's the same. Like my dad probably has a bunch that like I've used and stuff.
But it's like this long. And
well, he probably has something bigger than that because like I went fishing as like a teenager and stuff. But
okay, I really didn't. I went when I was probably before middle school, and I like since middle school, high school, I don't think I've done any fishing.
My dad did a lot of river fishing, and I think I was telling you about it here. The salmon river fishing is just it's ass.
Oh, in Washington, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in Montana, it's good, yeah?
Well, so there's not really like salmon in Montana. I don't think. Maybe there is. But like here, so how it works is salmon are born in the rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they become little fishies, they go out into the ocean and they're out there for, depending on the type of salmon, like 5-ish years. I don't really know. I'm not a fucking animal scientist.
Sure.
They come back into the rivers to breed and die.
Right.
So because of that, when you're river fishing for salmon, they don't really eat. So you don't really bait them or anything because they don't really eat.
They're there to fucking die.
Yeah, basically. Like there's a lot of rivers that you can go, especially with like the Chinook, and which I think are like endangered, which is why you can't fish them or something, or I don't know how it all works. But you can literally go into the rivers and watch them like rot. Like you'll be walking and they're like rotting in the river. It's
good gosh,
kind of gross,
gnarly.
And so, but basically, regulations have evolved over the years to where you can't have barbs on your hook, so you have to like crimp all your hooks if you can't get debarbed ones. You have to they changed from hook it anywhere to hook in front of the gill plate to hook inside the mouth, like which is basically impossible.
Yeah, first off, suck a dick. I'm gonna hook the fish however it gets hooked. Like I can't see it.
Yeah. So just like increasing stuff like that, where it's just like, okay, this just isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we kind of stopped, and
yeah, I would much anything along those lines. I would rather just like go for a hike.
Yeah,
that's just much more fun to me.
Well, I think about like the fly fishing, where like you are effectively fishing with bait, kind of thing,
and you're like doing something.
Yeah, there's activity involved and everything. Like that sounds fun to me. But yeah, the salmon river fishing, I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this.
Mm-hmm. Sense.
But I would like to pick up fishing again in Florida. Like,
oh, you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get your boat.
Well, for sure. Then one day.
Honestly. No, I talking with Keith He's gone now a few times out into the sound, drop some pots for crabs,
Yeah, we used to do that too.
and I'd get like a shit ton of crabs like every time he goes.
I remember one time we were. It was always my job to haul up the things.
Yeah.
School of jellyfish swam by, so my arms were just stinging.
That's fun.
Thought at first, it's cold water. Nope.
Oof.
I think I was complaining to my dad, and he's like, "It's probably just cold." And then he did it, and he was like, "Oh."
Yeah, God, that sucks. Man. How's that? What's the healing process, or what's even like the infection process?
You piss
of
on
that?
it.
Nuh-uh.
No, you just let it. It's like stinging nettles. It's not like poison. Like these aren't like poisonous. It's just kind of like
Oh, okay.
it stings for a while, and they're good.
Because there's some, right, where it's like a lasting thing.
Yeah, some like I'm pretty sure some jellyfishes are like deadly.
Like I think they got like I think there's barbs on their tentacles is what
Yeah.
it is.
So we weren't like touching jellyfish. They had like probably brushed across the rope and stuff, and like yeah.
Mhm. What a wild animal. They like have like no fucking organs. Like it makes no sense to me.
The wildest one is the bros in Australia. It stands for, so it's bro isn't like capital BRO. Blue ring octopus.
Oh yeah.
They're little tiny guys. They have little blue rings, and they I think they glow from bioluminescence if you like anger them. And they like, if they stick you, I can't remember the poison. It's tetrodotoxide or something crazy like that. Stop your heart.
No thanks. Count me out. This is why. That is one of many of the reasons why I have no fucking drive whatsoever to go to fucking Australia.
Really?
I'll go to New Zealand.
That doesn't make you want to go? It kind of makes me want to go.
You're fucking crazy. Thought I was crazy. There's nothing in Australia. You would never go to Australia now again.
Well, yeah, true. But like not for that reason.
I know, but
then again,
clear. Crystal fucking clear.
You
I can see the condensation on this side of the glass.
You've just enlightened me to understanding Australia's politics.
Yeah.
Everything in Australia wants to kill you, including its government.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, that's true.
It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's just like the law of nature there. So we're just going along with it. Makes sense. Don't know why I would have thought anything else.
Yeah.
Anything differently. Yeah.
It's all of a sudden more moral than it was. It's the evil you know, right? Something like that. That's what they say.
Yeah, something like that. Better than the evil you don't. Yeah. But I mean, hey, New Zealand, beautiful.
That's where they filmed the new hit series Rings of Power.
Oh wow! First time hearing of this. Crazy dog. Film anything else there, or like pretty much it?
That's pretty much
just
it.
This new series, yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
This comes out of the bottle brown, like.
I know. That's why
then,
I was like, I don't believe you on this red shit. And then, the more you let it sit, it's like, oh, well, a little
gets
bit.
to be red.
A little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know about you. I talked with Sal today. I thoroughly enjoyed playing Call of Duty last night.
My computer was struggling a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. I was
That's
getting
surprising.
some frame loss.
You should.
I've done everything I can.
You gone through all your graphic settings in game?
Yeah. I've got it to be the best it will be.
You set that shit to fucking priority?
Yeah, I did all the things.
Did you? That's it.
I'll have you play around because maybe
I don't. It's not that I don't believe you.
No, I'm just saying maybe I'm being like picky,
a little paranoid about it, maybe because you're
Maybe.
like, yeah.
But I had a good time. I'm with you. We had some good rounds. We didn't have any amazing rounds, but we had some good rounds.
Yeah, I think it's been so long. Like we go so long without playing that just playing in general, as long as we don't just get murdered like the last couple rounds.
Like we are out of practice, and so we were playing Warzone, by the way. We were out of practice, and we didn't know the map.
Right.
You put those two things together, it's like, okay.
You take your wins where you can get them, which is not a win. They were all L's.
Like I think we got a couple 5th, 6th place kind of thing.
We got a 4th place once.
We got a 4th place. Yes. Yeah. So like we were in that range a few times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was and honestly, all 3 of us stayed alive like till the very end, and that time we got 4th. Which is probably why we got 4th, because we're all alive. But no, I just say that because it's just like we were all kind of on par. I mean, Sal was a bit cracked.
Yeah, motherfucker still plays. So
yeah, he hasn't stopped, and like
he likes to say, "I haven't played in a month."
Like, dude, you just got 17 kills. Shut the fuck up.
And you have played in a month. That's just a lie. You haven't played like in 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, dude's good. Dude's gotten pretty damn good.
Oh, out of us 3, he's the best one.
Yeah, which is funny because when we first started playing, you were by far the best of us 3. But I think it's like, it goes to show that practice makes perfect. Because again, the guy has not stopped playing. And then additionally, like, I think he also consumes quite a bit of that content too.
Yeah. Well, I was like by a good amount the best one out of our group. And then like I think Sal was better than you, not by an insignificant amount, but like by not so much like I always felt like you were competing with Sal kind of thing. Like you had a couple games, like you'd have a couple games in a night where you'd just demolish Sal and damage or kills, and you'd rub it in his face kind of thing.
Exactly. That is exactly what happened. And then the majority of the time he would do better than me, but not like by like an insane amount.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we were like kind of on par with each other. But now it's just like, Sal's like getting fucking cracked. And then you're still a bit better than me.
I think you and I were pretty much on par. Like
we were actually, because I did. Like especially damage wise too. I actually checked on a couple. There was a lot of the games that I didn't even check.
Same,
but there was a couple of the games that I did check, and we were pretty close.
Yeah.
I will say, like, night and day playing on PC.
Oh yeah.
Night and fucking I feel faster. Like I feel more stable,
more aware.
I can just,
like, especially the field of view, like, right?
It's
like it's
nuts.
Huge.
It's huge, dude.
So now think of that.
God. And I'm playing on my fucking little 17-inch screen.
Now think of that advantage that you feel like you now have.
Yeah.
And we were playing against those people.
Yeah.
All through Verdansk.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and so people like me who are doing this, and then you're like, wow, I'm actually a lot better doing it this way. When I was as good as I was on Xbox, it's like, or fucking, like, in my prime, I would have fucking killed on PC. I mean, you too. Like, you would have, like, even surpassed what you were already doing. Like, it's crazy.
No, I feel like I was doing really well on console, and, like, if I just switched over to PC, I could have, like, actually competed.
And what a dumb fucking thing. Like, I'm with you. Like, I did not realize just how it was just like you sign in and Bluetooth your controller. Like, that's all.
Does it make you want to get a PC? Like an actual PC?
Honestly, no. Like,
no?
My laptop has handled everything I've thrown at it really well. So until I hit like some sort of, even if it's a small one, a roadblock, then I'll address that. But like,
I've really enjoyed, like Warzone aside, like this has definitely helped. But like, I've just enjoyed playing PC games more. Like,
yeah,
between Viscera cleanup.
Can we play lots of games this weekend?
Yeah.
Because we have not played like any games at all other than which has sparked it in me, the Mario Kart over the other weekend, and I was like, I really want to play some games.
I mean, we talked about Fall Flat.
We just talked. Yeah,
that the Viking-esque game that we all played. That was fun too.
What's its counterpart? The one that we played on Xbox. Ark.
Oh, Ark would be so fun.
Yeah. Well, I just know the game. It starts with a V. Also, I think
Valheim.
Yeah. That's like Ark.
It is. Yeah.
Just not dinosaurs, which dinosaurs are fucking cool. So. Yeah, no, all of those. We went through a spree where we probably bought like 4 PC games that we played like twice, and then never followed up on because life just got busy. But
I think life got busy. I started a new job.
Yeah,
it probably didn't help. And then and then also just summer.
Right. No, yeah, like
we just wanted to hit summer sprinting.
Yeah, like let's please just drink and be outside.
Yeah.
Whether we go to a restaurant or we just like go outside.
Yeah.
100%.
But I'm down. Like I think we should actually like get a Discord group going and like turn notifications on, like get anyone who wants to do the PC add whoever kind of thing. Just be like that way anyone can hit up the group and just be like, hey, anyone want to play?
And dude, like we like breezed past it, but I can't tell you how satisfying chat was through Discord yesterday.
Dude.
Holy fuck.
Game changer.
So satisfying.
Like I was probably pissing you off a little bit when I was like, I'm not doing game chat. Bitch.
Well, I was like confused and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, are we using the Xbox app? Because that's what Sal did. Remember, like when we were on Xbox and he was PC, he used like the Xbox app. So I opened that up and sent you an invite, and I was like, bruh. And you're like, I'm not on Xbox. And I sat there and I was like, oh yeah, it's Discord. Yeah, we're on PC Discord. Yeah, duh, obviously. And yeah, just open that up. Saw that you'd already started. You didn't invite me into it, but I saw you started a call, and I was like, join. Also,
oh yeah,
fucking Sal, you idiot! Like,
no, I did invite you. It rang. To your app.
Okay.
Your app was obviously closed.
Yeah, it was closed. Yeah, and I thought of it on my own. I was like, it took me like.
The greatest thing about Discord is like we didn't even get like just the clarity, the mic limiting and stuff is infinitely better.
Yeah.
But you can turn individual people up and down. You can adjust your own noise.
Microsoft.
Gating. Yeah.
Fucking learn.
It's pretty great.
Jesus Christ, man. I stopped doing it, but there was like 50 calls in a row where Microsoft was like, "How was your call?" I'm like, let me control the individual volumes, you stupid bitch.
Yeah, you can do that on Discord.
It's so easy. And that's what I said. Like I told him it's like you could do it on Discord.
And it's great too, like especially while you're gaming, because there are times where I'm like, because everyone just has different hearing preferences. I'll be like, Nick's quiet to me, and someone else will be like, no, he sounds normal to me. So like what I would do is just go turn up Nick for me.
Everyone voice is different, and their voices hit at slightly different frequency ranges, and it's like
and everyone's ear science is different.
Exactly right. Yeah, some frequencies are harsher to people than others.
Yep.
And slight tangent so I don't forget, I physically cannot stand listening to music on like not even that much older, but just like a 5-year-old or older MacBook Pro. I cannot listen to a sound on that because the frequencies that it sits at, it makes my ears ring. I can't do it.
Car speakers make my ears ring.
All of them?
Unless it's like a good aftermarket, like a really nice Bose kind of thing.
My car speaker is pretty good.
But I haven't really like sat and listened to music in your car, but like mine, like I can tell.
No, yeah, I get that.
I mean,
totally get that.
but MacBooks are notorious for horrible speaker quality.
And then I pair that with the older iPod touches. I cannot, like, someone would be like, oh, listen to this. Like, no, I will not. My ears are about to bleed. Like, my literally ringing, like actual pain. It's not just like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. It's like, no, actual pain in my ears. Whatever that frequency band is there, can't stand it. It's, oh God. So to add on top of what you were saying about being able to control individual people's volumes and people hear people differently, on top of that, you can control your own input volume too.
Your own input volume and your own gate.
Right. Yeah.
It's great.
Yes, it's amazing. And so it's like, it's a combination of like when you're like in a chat or something, like kind of dialing in, like someone's just like, you're way too loud, and like you'll go to turn them down and you're at like 40% and they're still like blasting. So then at that point you're like, dude, you got to turn your input volume down. It's like, then you turn that down and then you could turn your output up for them, and it's just so much better.
Yeah, or like, just environment airflow changes every day, like acoustics, all that stuff, and someone's like, hey, it sounds like a fan is in your background. Oh, turn my gate up a couple points. Yep. Oh, is that better? Yep, can't hear anything now.
Can't hear anything. Yep. No, 100%. Crazy. And it's like, and I feel like teams is like, that's too difficult. I feel like that's what they're thinking. And it's like, no, it's not. Because even if there are people who are fucking dumb and they can't control their own input volume, first off, keep the fucking input volume automatic. I don't give a shit about that. Keep like the input gain automatic. I don't give a shit. I just want to be able to control the output to me.
Yep.
Like, that's all I want.
Well, and just make it like an advanced setting.
Sure. Like, yeah, you got to like work a little bit so your average Joe isn't just going to like stumble upon it.
Yeah.
Ugh. God, yeah, that is, people have a lot of complaints about Teams, as good as it is, I will say, because like out of all those,
because your average Joe doesn't even know how to select which input they're using, and you give that as an option to them.
You're right. That's true. That's actually a really good point. That's a really good point.
Give me all the other stuff.
Yeah, I actually had to do that with my PC. It was like when I plugged in the headset, because it's the headset that you gave me, and it's like it is a 3-ring. But it's like kind of funky with the computer, and so it's like it kind of recognizes it as a headset, but then it gets confusing, or it gets confused when it's like these are the speakers and the microphone.
It doesn't change the default. It just is like you have to select the device.
Yeah. And so I was messing with that yesterday, because at first I thought that's what the problem was in COD. I thought that's why you couldn't hear me,
and I was like, no, I'm just
I'm not in game chat. I was like, that's why I was mostly annoyed, because I'm like, motherfucker, you couldn't have told me this shit earlier. Fucking mess with all my inputs. And
well, you were probably yelling at me. So how would I know?
Well, because then additionally, like I told you, I was testing my input levels, and on my PC, my input levels looked really low. Like, really low.
No, I'm just saying, like, how would I know? Like,
I don't know. I texted you. I don't know.
Then I responded. I'm not.
I know.
You're like, fuck you for not being in game chat. I'm like, but I'm not.
You didn't say anything. Yeah, you didn't ask.
You probably did say something, but I wasn't there.
I know. But, yeah, it was a whole thing. But then, yeah, I log into fucking Discord, and I was still curious then, because remembering that my input level looked so low on my PC, I was like, do I sound normal? And you're like, or I'm like, do I sound loud or quiet? And like, you literally just sound normal. I'm like, I love you, Discord.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So
you're there trying to figure out how to adjust game chat, Call of Duty, doing all this. Oh, I got to figure out how to get it to sound good, and you like Discord, click. How do I sound? Great,
perfect.
Oh,
literally could not have been better. Okay, great. And yeah, I mean, you too.
I'm like, yeah, you sound good. You're like, well, I just spent 15 fucking minutes in Call of Duty trying to figure out the best mic setting.
And I found it.
And now it's gone to shit.
But no, I'm so it's so much more confusing, because you're using Are you using the same headset yesterday that you always had been?
Yep.
No echo. So what the fuck, Xbox? There was no like.
That's what I'm saying.
You feeding into your.
The automatic gate on Discord is perfect.
It is perfect.
And I bet I sounded clear.
Oh, perfect.
And
nope.
like no
Perfect.
echo, nothing.
Perfect.
Yep.
You and Sal both. Perfect.
Yeah, I had no audio. The only audio issues that I had was when the girls left Dusty's after 50 minutes and started yelling.
I tried to mute as much as I could.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that was the only thing.
I know.
And it really wasn't even that bad.
We were there for a while, and I'm like, nope, 2 hours. And I was like, doing the math thing. I was like, actually, no, hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I was like, actually,
like,
you're lucky.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Like, you're lucky if you were there an hour and a half. Like, lucky. And they're like,
which is wild to me. Like, you and I go to E9, we're like there 2.5, 3 hours. And
we're there for 4 hours, and we're like, oh, shit.
Shit, we better go home.
Oh, I guess, yeah, fuck. I should eat something. Had like 3-4 beers. Probably eat something.
And you know they had 3-4 drinks. Just slurping down those fucking...
I guess. I don't know, man. They were like, Elizabeth's a fucking psychopath and was cold, even though it was like over 80 degrees. She like put on, Renee had like a windbreaker jacket in her car that she put on. I'm like, you're a fucking psychopath.
What's the drink that they get? The painkiller.
Painkiller, yeah, but it's like the frozen ones.
And like a frozen shitty one.
Yeah, they're not great.
Like a beach pina colada painkiller.
Like it's fine for what it is.
Yeah.
But maybe we do that this weekend.
I think I might do that Monday. The afternoon.
I hate you. The game's not even that late.
I hate me too.
The game starts at 3:40. That's pretty early.
Yeah, and you'll leave at like 7:40, and then you'll run into like 17 hours of traffic.
We'll not leave at 7:40, and there's not going to be that much traffic on a holiday coming south. If anything, the traffic will be going north. And
no.
Yeah.
No.
No one's leaving Seattle.
Yes, they're not leaving Seattle, but they're leaving from up north.
No. You think people in Tacoma area are going up north for Monday?
Yeah. Not just Tacoma area.
What stupid
Olympia,
fucks. Stop.
Lakewood, Puyallup.
There's nothing good up there for you. Do not go. It's dumb. You will not have a good time.
I'm going to need you to describe the smell on this because I can't do it. All I think of for look, smell, taste, feel, critiques, and thoughts is sad marshmallow.
There's a very specific fruit I'm getting. And I'll tell you right now, it's only malty and this specific fruit for smell. You get nothing else. And I'm having a hard time. Like a
fruit?
Almost like a raisin.
A fruit?
It's almost raisiny.
Would you say a prune?
I don't know.
You know
what? Yeah, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I would I would say like 10% prune / raisin, 10% pear, 30% cherry.
Oh, yeah.
Like a dark cherry.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely cherry. Thank you.
And then,
it's very fruity smelling. It's an explosion of fruit.
Plum?
So we got 10, 30. It's not 50% plum. I think we're going to go.
No, not the rest plum. I mean, is there some plum in there?
Let me
because I got one that's like 20% apricot. It's a weird one, but smell it smell it thinking apricot. It's a weird one, but it's there.
I think you're mixing flavors, and it's just mostly cherry. That's what I think.
No, I think it is mostly cherry. Maybe it's like 50 cherry.
That's what I was going to. I was going to rearrange your percentages, and I was going to change it to 50% cherry, 20% prune raisin.
Hold on.
50% cherry, 20% plume.
Yeah. Smoke
prune raisin, 10% pear, and then I'll give you the. I could be persuaded for that. Was it last 20%?
You're saying 10 pear?
10% pear. There's not a lot of pear. Not a lot of pear. The raisins overpowers the pear. The cherry is blasting up your nostrils like rape fucking your nose. And I could even probably say there's more apricot in here than pear.
I wouldn't call that pear.
You called it pear yourself. You literally called it pear. I'm echoing what you said. Are you just changing the pear to apricot now? Like you're just
No, I didn't say pear.
You did say
I said
pear.
plum.
No, that was different.
No, I
Plum
didn't
was
say
later.
I didn't say
You said 10. You said 10%.
Maybe I don't think I did.
This is what you said. This is what you said. You said 10% raisin prune.
I think I meant
10% pear. 20%.
Oh,
You said 20 or 30% cherry, and then you're like,
I know.
hear me out.
I confused myself.
Is there plum?
No,
And
I said hear me out
also-
apricot.
And then you said
No, I said hear me out apricot.
no. What you said is hear me out.
You're probably right, but I think I confused myself on saying
Yes.
pear, but I meant plum.
Okay, but you're
You're probably right. You're usually 75% of the time you're right, so I'll assume you're right on this one.
Okay, yeah, you said plum, and then you're like,
Are you happy?
But thank you. You're trying to push past, and you're like apricot. So
I'm going.
Let's
back
get rid of pear.
No, I'm getting back. I'm going back to the pear.
let's get rid of pear. Let's get rid of pear and call it plum.
It's too balsamic-y to be pear.
That's the raisiny part of it, and cherry, and the dark cherry part of it.
I'm gonna throw 30% balsamic.
It's
a little vinegary.
It is
like
a
5%.
little balsamic-y.
Yeah,
It's a little balsamic-y.
it's not 30%.
I'm not even going to give balsamic a percentage, but I will say there's a bit of balsamic going on. And I think, we're all in
Okay, I'm putting
agreement here.
50% cherry, 20% prune raisin, some balsamic. What's the other 30%?
Some plum, some apricot. We'll say balsamic, plum, and apricot are
Here you go. Some sort of plum, apricot, maybe pear, maybe fig.
I think I'm going to veto fig. Yeah, I'm going to veto fig and say that's prune and a raisin if you're picking up on anything like that.
Okay.
And the chocolateness could also probably be attributed to the cherry. So, yeah.
When you say chocolatiness, would you say this holds some cacao in there?
No.
Or is that just encompassed by the balsamic?
Yeah. Between balsamic, cherry, and like prune raisin, I could see how chocolate could be perceived. But I really think this is just an explosion of fruit.
Well, you got to remember, too, it is whole cane sugar. So there is like kind of a vanilla-esque aspect to it, which would, vanilla tends to trigger chocolate, which it's a weird thing because there's vanilla in chocolate, but like people want to like, but
I know
there's a
Yeah, I'll say that there's actually since saying that, I don't really get any vanilla particularly on the sniffs.
I don't either,
but on the taste, I actually do get a little bit of vanilla on the tastes.
So for the taste, I have, and you can feel free to insert it wherever you would like.
Sure.
I have barley wine, followed by weird sugary yeast, and ends with a bitter meh.
I'm going to say...
So feel free to add whatever you'd like,
I'm going to say There's some vanilla in there somewhere. And all that good. Feel, I'm gonna go with Smooth Jazz Untapped guy. He goes smooth and
Jazzy.
not what he said, but that's what we're saying. Wait.
It's got some carb to it.
Yeah, it does. Got some carb. Critiques. Be better. Be brown sugar.
I was about to say that. You said be better. I was like, be brown sugar. And then I was like, he might say it though. And I was like, I'll let him have
be
it.
Be better. Be brown sugar.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Glad we agree.
Exactly. Thoughts?
My thoughts, sad marshmallow.
Couldn't be more correct.
You like the sad marshmallow?
Couldn't love it anymore.
Okay.
Even if I wanted to, but I can't.
Well, just sometimes you disagree with my thoughts. You're like, that's outlandish.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, we're all over the place.
No, I know. But like,
I'm with you.
I want to know, like, from an outlandish to 100, like, where are you on the scale?
Roughly 374%.
Cool.
Yeah.
374%. That makes me just, like, now that you brought up Ark, it makes me think of a good tame. I love Ark.
Could do. I think we need to play Valheim more. I think that.
Valheim was a lot of fun.
Because I liked the magic-y weirdness of it.
We should just restart. And then I'm also going to make a rule. David's not allowed.
I know. It's because he just knows the game too much.
It kind of ruined it for, like, I like the fact that none of us knew what.
We got too far too quick because of him.
Yeah. No, like I would like to play games with David.
But, like, we pick a game that you haven't been playing for a year?
Or that we all have been playing for a year.
Sure, right.
Let's be on equal footing, because it just, like, felt like he was just rushing us through it.
Like,
and I was
like something dumb, like, what's the, fucking hell. What's the game that Tim literally could not win at?
Fall Guys.
If we all played a game like Fall Guys with David, where it's like we're all just kind of on equal playing field anyways, like
you're probably the best out of all of us.
Honestly, yeah, but it's like whatever, you know.
Yeah, but like this game where it was like there's a lot of like mystery and discovery, we didn't know it was ahead of us kind of thing. And he's like, "Hey, you should do this," and it's like, well, I wouldn't have thought of that, but like I kind of wanted to figure that out.
Yeah.
This is the part where we get into rating, and I think we both just scrolled down.
I thought I was about to be good, and now I'm good. Like I thought something, and then I was like, you know what? No.
I'm good.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
1.4.
Gnarly. Interesting. And you know what? I'm actually in the upper half of my 2. I'm saying it's in the C level, like it's okay.
So you're okay, which our definition is has an underdeveloped concept. I'm 1.4, which is in the bad category. So like Nick is like a C-, I'm like a D-. I'm in the bad category, and we've just left that blank open for interpretation because the 2 is like Nick has underdeveloped concept, so there's like 1 there, but it's just not the idea hasn't been fully flourished.
Yeah.
D+ would be like lack of concept, and then an F+ would just be like not good at all, no clear direction. We'll finish drinking, but it's terrible. So we left. Yeah, the in-between lack of concept and like that is kind of
incomplete shit.
Ambiguous.
Right. So that's interesting. I think this is.
You tell me like why you chose your rating.
Yeah, I think this is some of like this doesn't happen often. This probably only happened like once or twice prior, where we're like a good chunk away from each other in rating. We're normally pretty on par within like either like the same rating or like 1 or 2, one
now a
above
big difference is like typically we're drinking a beer and like maybe I'll have had it before, you'll have had it before, but like it's a pretty on par beer. We kind of know what we're each thinking. We're probably going to have a similar reaction. Something like this, which is not only a beer out of our normal style, it's you really can't classify this as a strong ale. To be fair,
It's weird, man. It's weird.
it's just a weird, it's a weird category. I call it an experimental strong ales. I like I would just call this kind of beer an experimental. Like it just is different. So I think you're going to have a variety of degrees, especially when I've had more experience with this beer than you have. So I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
Right off the bat, I will lead with it has gotten better as we've gone along.
I would say as it's warmed up.
That could be too. That could have played a part as well. But in general, even upon pouring the second beer, my first sip was a little shocker because it's a lot colder than the previous one and bubblier. But then even after that first sip, I was like, okay, we've been here. This is charted territory. We're fine. It's good. It's fine.
We're
It's not
10%
good.
in.
It's fine. We're 10% in. We're reaching 20 soon enough. I don't think I can personally agree that there is a complete lack of concept. I think I see what they've got, right? Like they're going for a strong ale. It's called Unrefined Shugga, so it's already like, and like they say that means like the natural cane sugar, like unrefined cane sugar, okay? Like I don't know, that's hard to put into perspective taste-wise to normal brown sugar, which is like still quite refined. Like everyone's like, oh, it's brown sugar, it's natural. No, it's not. Brown sugar is still like quite refined and like still pretty fucking fake, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just more molassesy than like a normal, like super fucking refined white sugar.
Yeah, and like there's degrees on unrefined even. Like there's
Exactly.
a demerara versus like a cane sugar, this is a cane sugar.
Yeah, what was the fucking turpentine shit sugar that I got?
Terminato.
Yeah,
Sugar. Yeah.
yeah.
Like a lot of those things are like they're all technically classified, I think. I'm not a sugar scientist, but I think they're all technically classified as unrefined, but they're different sugar types.
Right, exactly. And so I can see, and again, this is definitely taken like now closer to 2 beers in to be able to see this, but like I can see where this sits on that scale because first sip of the first beer, I'd be like, this is absolutely nothing like brown sugar whatsoever. Nothing.
True.
A third of the way through my second beer, I'm like, although this is incredibly very, very different, I can see the scale at which it sits on with brown sugar now.
Sure.
Personally. So I see where they're going, where they're like, we want to do something similar but different. And I think this sucks. I think they did not do a good job with it. I think they royally fucked it up. Wherever that may have been along, the lines of like, did they use a different yeast strain, which just like was fucking horrible? Or did they just like switch up the malts drastically to the point where it's like very different and they have all these like random fruity flavors in a dark beer, which like not sitting right with either of us. Like, if I want having a dark beer, I would personally rather have like a molassesy, caramely, but still kind of bitter beer, where this is just kind of like a smooth, fruity, I won't say caramely necessarily, but sugary kind of beer.
Melted sugars.
Yeah. So it's just kind of, it sits in a weird spot. I don't think they did a great job. Whether this is exactly what they were going for or not, that's hard to say. I personally don't like it a lot. I don't think it is a good counterpart to brown sugar. Like we're talking very opposite ends of the spectrum of good to bad, and like very opposite ends of the spectrum of just like flavor profile too, because the brown sugar probably sat a lot closer to a porter, whereas this is sitting like closer to a barley wine.
Yep.
So it's weird to like swap out one for the other rather than just like also releasing this one in addition as a one hitter. Roping that all the way back around. I see what you were trying to do. I just don't think you did a good job at all, and I don't agree with it. I don't like it. So
So to justify my position,
absolutely.
after that vicious attack,
Whoa.
you're like, I don't see how you could say it's a lack of concept.
No, I did not say I
I'm
don't
just
see
messing
how
with
you could.
Just messing with you.
Just saying.
Well, you did say you, but it was the royal you. It wasn't like directed at me.
I said I don't think you can say, and not
Only
you, but you're
Rosie
right, you said
O'Donnell.
Royal. Exactly.
Best Trump quote ever. So I view this beer, to put it into relatable terms to you, but not too much to the audience. Inside baseball here. Well,
Sure.
we've talked about it, so
Sure.
if it's inside baseball to you, go back and watch some previous episodes. I feel like they pulled a 7 C's here.
I actually do think so too.
They're like, we're going to make a very convenient beer.
But opposite, right?
What do you mean?
They did like so 7 C's did the exact same beer.
Oh, yeah.
And called it something different. They called it almost the exact same, but taste-wise completely different.
Correct, but they swapped like one thing to make it like super convenient,
Yeah.
right? Like they're probably like, brown sugar for whatever reason is crazy high during COVID, so we're gonna swap it with cane sugar.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Right.
And like 7 C's basically did that. I don't know if it's with COVID, but they basically did that with like a lot of their beers, and they rebranded and stuff. And they're like, well, we did swap, the baker's yeast for a brewer's yeast.
And they doubled down recently.
They did. They
We're
doubled down
releasing
recently, yeah.
Willie Mays again. You mean it's been out the entire time?
Yeah, and Nick called him out for it, and they said, oh, we changed like these 2 yeasts. And it's like,
No,
it's the same beer.
It's the same fucking beer.
So that's kind of how I feel about this. They were like, hey, what can we do to get a little pump in Lagunitas, especially considering how their last fresh hop was so bad. I want to remind you of the concept of when this came out. They took away Born Yesterday and they replaced it with another thing. And they said, this is like the Born Yesterday.
Oh, it wasn't.
And you can go back to October, November when we released that episode. We did not like that. Born Yesterday is literally our highest rated IPA of all time. It was like a mid 3s, low 3s maybe. Like we didn't like it.
It was not very good at all.
So this is in that era. So I want to remind you of that.
That's true.
So I think it's a beer out of convenience. I think it's a beer out of stale whatever. And we could say it's COVID. Sure, everyone gets a pass on things COVID. It is what it is. I mean, you're coming into 2022. I don't know. I really don't know. For me, if you're going to have a concept, it should not be relying on the branding and the success of another beer. If you're going to make something with whole cane sugar, it should, to your point, it should be a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they wanted to deliver the brown sugar experience with a totally different sugar, with a totally different flavor profile. And this is where I disagree with you. If I'm making an old fashioned, like if you're like, I want the best old fashioned you make, I don't put white sugar in my old fashioned. I don't make a white sugar simple syrup. I don't do brown sugar either. I do my Demerara simple syrup, my 2-to-1, because I think that's how it tastes best, because I'm creating an experience. And that's how I feel about this beer. I'm like, you guys tried to create an experience based on a totally different sugar and didn't think about the concept ahead of time. You guys were like, this fundamentally changes how this beer is experienced. And we just kind of leave it with this. Like if this was an unrefined sugar and they did like less of a strong ale and they did more of a light, fresh thing and it was like 6%, could have been totally different.
It's true.
This is like this dark, malty thing, and you want the molasses from the brown sugar, the caramel notes to pair well with that maltiness.
Yeah.
The whole cane sugar doesn't have it. There's not that caramel body to mirror those flavors, those fruity flavors. So it really leaves this one-dimensional. The weird fruits are coming out of it, and it just ends up kind of whiny. And yeah, I think it's just bad.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with a thing you said. I think everything that you just said makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% too.
Yeah.
Like we have different perspectives on beer.
Yes, that is exactly. That's a great way to put it. I'm gonna close this out with this. So whenever you like send big companies or whenever you like send like a famous person something, it's like 1 out of 1 million they'll ever even see it. Probably less than that because they do see a lot of things. But I would like to send Lagunitas this episode, and if someone from Lagunitas does watching this, I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on the genesis of this beer, where it came from, why you went the direction that you did, and what made you decide. I don't want to be. What made you decide? I don't want to be brash with it, but at the same time,
Not
it's
decide.
What?
I don't know what you're saying, but stop using the word decide.
No, I was going to say, what made you decide that it was going to be this that you released instead of brown sugar?
Yeah, just say why.
Why? Like why? Yeah. What provoked you? Why did you release this instead of brown sugar? In lieu of, because it wasn't like a,
And maybe it was we wanted to release something different. Maybe it was supply on brown sugar. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Is this what you were going for, or is this what you ended up with?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, because I feel like that conversation never gets had about anything ever, because like, out of pride a company has for their product, where they're, I think companies can make a product that was unintended, that was a happy accident. They're like, it's still a good product.
That literally is brown sugar, I think. Brown sugar, I think, was a happy accident.
Okay, yeah, and that's awesome to hear. Was this? I'm curious. Was this also a happy accident? Was this due to cost of whatever supplies you had with brown sugar? Like, I don't know. I'm just very curious about the process of why this happened, I guess.
Yeah.
So
that'd be an interesting story.
Yeah. I hope someone from Lagunitas watches this, because I would love some answers, just out of curiosity. And also, to end this video, hate shitting on Lagunitas because you guys brew a shit ton of great beers. So I think.
Well, we started this by saying how much we love brown sugar. We love
brown sugar. We also, towards the end, have said our favorite beer, most highest rated beer of all time,
Miller High Life.
Obviously. But underneath that.
No, that's on par.
Is the Born Yesterday. Just such a fantastic fucking beer. The Lagunitas standard like IPA. It's a staple.
I grew up on that in college.
Exactly.
Tacos and the Lagunitas IPA.
It's a fucking staple.
With the purple can that I always forget the name of.
12th of Never. Great
Doesn't
beer.
exist anymore, but also fucking
great
fantastic beer.
Super Cluster. Totally different beer that I keep wanting to say is the same beer.
You do, and it's
a good beer.
It's not as good as those.
Not as good as those, but it is still very good. Very good. So, yeah, I don't. Neither of us. We don't
little
want
something.
to. Yeah, little something ale. Like, come on, that's also like right on par with
some
IPA.
people drink that.
If the Lagunitas IPA isn't there, I'll drink that. It's fine. I don't dislike it. It's better than Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale. Hot take.
That is a hot take. I would say true, but I would say they're different beers.
I think they're supposed to be very close, though.
No, Little Something is like hazy, though, right?
No more hazy than...
Oh, there's a Little Something hazy that's on my brain.
Correct.
There's two different versions.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the Little Something is much better than their hazy version.
I think I've only had the hazy.
So sorry. Yeah. The normal one, much better.
Yeah.
I have one in my fridge.
Not really.
You can have it this weekend.
If I'm going to get a Pale Ale, I'm going to get a Johnny Utah, and I won't be told otherwise.
I won't disagree with you. So please like, comment, subscribe, do all YouTube stuffs and things. We like to hear from people. Peace out. Have a great whatever. Lagunitas, watch us to the end. We love you, but we hate you.
Hate this beer.
Sorry.
Well, sorry. We don't hate it.
But it's pretty close.
See ya.